arrangements of the word print. 1, 2, 3, 6. 6 letters. The first letter must be a constant. So I'm just going to draw my boxes again. So how many constants do I have? 4 constants. Okay, so a choice of 4 for the first box. And then after that, how many letters remain? 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you're going to do 4 multiplied by 5 factorial, which is 480. Yeah. Or some of you might have done it as 4 multiplied by 5 pick 5. Is that right, you guys? Okay. Next one. The last letter must be a vowel. Oh. How many vowels can I choose from? 2. So where does the 2 go? I put the 2 at the very end, yeah? How many letters are left then once I choose one of the vowels? 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 multiplied by 5 factorial, otherwise known as 2 multiplied by 5 pick 5. 240. Did anybody beat me to the first 2? PR must be together. What did I do in the previous question when 2 of the letters had to be together? Huh? I've made them, so this is a pre-rehearsed routine that I know works. Okay? I never really thought much about it. I just said if 2 of them are stuck together, I just memorized off 1 box less, put 2 of them in the same box as each other. So instead of 6 boxes, how much boxes will I have now? 5 boxes. And in one of those boxes, you'll either have PR or RP joined together, which is 2 different variations, yeah? So technically, I'm not dealing with 6 letters anymore. I'm dealing with 5 slots, where one of the slots is going to be occupied by 2 letters. Okay? So how many choices do I have for the first slot? Do I not have, I can choose I, N, C, E. I can also choose PR or RP as a unit. How many choices is that? That's 5 different choices. And then once I choose one of these guys, who's next? 4 choices for the second slot. If I was to choose PR or RP for the next slot, then there'd be only 2 left. 1. Now it's 5 factorial or 5 pick 5. But what's the part I have to introduce? It could have been PR or, so I have to multiply it by 2. And what do we get then? 240 again. How many ways can the word Ireland be arranged if each letter is used exactly once in each arrangement? So that's part 1, yeah? Question A to the left, yeah? So what did we do? How many letters? 7. Who did 7 factorial? 5,000 and? Or 7 letters, pick 7 in any order you want. Also 5,040. Here's what we're going to do, okay? We are going to say that all 3 vowels have to be beside each other, correct? So there's originally 7 choices, but unfortunately for us, I, E, and A always have to be beside each other. Agreed? So our choices now become I, E, A in any order. Now, do you know what the problem with that is? It's not just 3 order. How many different orders is there? 6 different ways of doing that. Now, you could waste your time writing them all out, which is okay. Like, don't mind that. If you like writing, fair play to you. Now, there's a quick way of doing that, isn't there? 3 pick 3 or 3 factorial. That's all the different ways I can write that out. And there happens to be 6 different ways I can do that, yeah? Have I proved there's 6 different ways? Okay, that's all 6 different ways taken into account. Okay, now we're going to treat this as a block. This block or this choice EIA in any order is one choice. What are the other choices? You could have R, you could have L. What's your other choices? N and D. How many choices is there in total now? There's 5 choices, isn't there? So I'm going to create 5 blocks to put these guys into. It's like Scrabble sometimes where the 2 letters come together for some reason. Okay. Or sorry, yes, is Scrabble? I can't remember. All right. How many choices do I have for the first slot? 5. I can choose any one I want. For argument's sake, I choose L. Choose for the second slot. I choose E, A, I in any order. I don't really know what order I put in. That's now there's 4 choices left. I choose E, I, A. How many choices are there left now? 3. I choose D for argument's sake. How many choices now? 2. For argument's sake. How many choices now? 1. The answer is 5 factorial multiplied by 3 factorial or multiplied by 6. And what you get? Did anybody get 720? Hey guys, question 1. There's 7 people in total for 7 chairs. 7 people, pick 7 positions, 5,040. Now, part 2 is where you make your money. The boys are not allowed to sit near each other or beside each other. So there's still 7 slots, isn't there? How many slots do I have there? Okay. What's the only arrangement we can possibly do here? Boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy. Okay. Now let's think about this logically. How many boys can I choose from? How many boys can I choose from? 4. I choose one of them. Choose you. How many for the next slot? Choose one of them. How many left? 2. And then 1. How many girls? 3. 2. 1. Okay. 2 ways of writing this. You can multiply all that out. What's the quicker way of doing it? 4 factorial by, or 4p4 multiplied by 3p3. Give it a whirl. What is it? 72. Sorry, gents, I'm just made aware I only did part 2. I didn't redo part 1. Okay, so I'm going to address that now. Are you ready for this? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to form the girls into a group because the girls have to sit beside you. Is that correct? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Okay, so there's 4 boys. 1, 2, 3, 4 boys. Now the 3 girls are now going to be considered only one choice. Is that all right? Now, within that group, I can set them up in any order I want. Isn't that right? So within that group, it's going to be 3 choose, 3, which is going to be 6 permutations of the girls. You get what I'm saying? Girl 1, girl 2, girl 3. I can rearrange that in any order I want. Right? So here's what I'm going to do. How many choices do I have now? I don't know. I no longer have 7 choices. I now have. Is that okay? 5 choices for you guys? Okay. The spacing means nothing. Just let you know. Spacing doesn't mean anything. Okay. So for argument's sake, I have 5 choices in the first block, don't I? Okay. 5 choices. I take one of the boys for argument's sake. Block 2. I take all 3. I take the 3 girls. Okay. That leaves 3 choices left. I take one of the other boys. Then one of the other boys, and then one of the other boys. Now, it's 5 factorial, but what happens to what do I have to multiply 5 factorial by? What? 3 factorial or 6. And what do I get there? 720. Okay, 2 different ways of doing it. First way, you have 10 numbers to choose from, don't you? 10 numbers, pick 4 in any order. What you get? 5,040. Another way of doing it would be the blocks and just say, well, look, I have 4 slots available, 10 choices for slot 1, 9 choices for slot 2, 8 choices for slot 3, and 7 choices for slot 4. And you have to get 5,040. Is that okay? Now, how many of these numbers are greater than 8,000? Let's figure that out. So this 5,000 is the answer to the blue one. Now we're trying to answer the yellow one over here. Okay. How many numbers are bigger than 8? How many numbers are bigger than 8? Or 8 are bigger? 2. You're only allowed to have 2 choices for the first slot. You're dealing with 8,000s and 9,000s. How many choices for the rest of the slots? 9, because you have 9 numbers left after you choose one of them. You have 8 and you have 7. You can multiply all that out if you want, like this. What's another way of writing it? 2 by 9 numbers, pick 3 in any order. What do we get? 1,080. That. Okay. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do next, gents, is divisible by 10. Now, once again, we're going to do this using my block system in the corner because I find it really hard to do without the blocks. I'm not going to lie, like a toddler. Okay. Now, how many choices can I have for the very end? Why is there only one choice? Has to be the 0. So what's left over after I choose that? 9, 8, and so it's actually the same thing as last time, except it's not a 2, it's a 1. And you half your answer, and what you get? 504. Is that okay with you guys? Okay, guys. How many numbers is there? Huh? 6 numbers for the green part, which I'll answer in green. 6 numbers. Pick how many? 3. What you get? 120. Deadly. Now, part 2, which I'll do over here. How many are greater than 600? What can I choose for my first letter or first number? 6, 7, or 8 is my first choice. So that's 3. Then once one of them are chosen, how many are left? 5. And then once one of them is chosen, 4. 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 4. Huh? Anybody got 60? Awesome. Now, next parts. How many of these numbers begin with 1? Begin with 1. So if it begins with 1, there's only one choice, isn't there? 1. And then how many choices do I have left then? 5 and, which is 20. That's disappointing for question 21.